Chris Christie talked a lot about Chris Christie. I think Paul Ryan is not there to give his life story. He's there to talk about Mitt Romney and President Obama. I think that's what he's going to do tonight.
Yeah, and I think Paul Ryan, I actually think that Chris Christie had a pretty big lift last night. I think Ann Romney had a tough job trying to humanize Mitt Romney, tell their personal family story. I actually think the bar for Paul Ryan is relatively low here. The base already loves him. They already know his budget. They know who he is. They love him. But and for everybody else, all he needs to do is really do a decent job drawing that contrast, not talk about rape, which I don't think is probably in the plans. And I think he'll deliver a solid performance.
Look, as Chuck Todd keeps reminding us, this is not the second most important speech of the week, right? And Romney did the second most important speech of the week. I'm looking at this, though, this is like the Olympics of politics, right? Everybody's doing their performance aspect. Some can do a speech and give a performance. Some people just can't. A lot of this stuff cannot be taught. How to just sort of emote and project for basically the whole nation. Tonight we will see if Paul Ryan can do it. He's only won that congressional district, which contains no big cities. We'll see what he can do when he gets on the big stage.
Well, I want to bring in MSNBC contributor Megan McCain right now. Megan, you know, you've been through a convention like this 4 years ago when your father, John McCain, was at the top of the Republican ticket. We should add today, I think it's his 76th birthday, so happy birthday to him through you. And,
Thank you. It's 76 today.
Well, a little less stressful this time, right? I'm thinking 4 years ago today, there was that rally, I think it was Columbus, Ohio, where your father introduced Sarah Palin as a running mate, and then this sort of week-long soap opera played out at the Republican National Convention. I wonder if you could just kind of go back in time and tell us, you know, what was that week like for you with all of that going around and you being really at the heart of it?
Well, I think the week that happened 4 years ago with my father and Sarah Palin is almost a completely different experience than what's going on right now. Sarah Palin was a very new person to the party, had to be introduced to the world, and as Crystal was saying, most Republicans are pretty familiar with Paul Ryan and his policies. But I think the point of the convention is to really introduce the candidates, but also, just as importantly, their families, which obviously I was a part of, to the American people and see exactly what they're getting.
Megan, this is a little bit of a hard question to answer, but I went back and watched some of the speeches from the RNC in 2008, and I found the atmosphere in the room electric. There was so much energy, so much excitement. Last night, based on what you saw there, do you feel like there's that same level of enthusiasm and passion in the room?
I think 4 years ago was a different time. I remember 4 years ago was the only time I've ever cried on television was when my father spoke. And I think it is a little bit of a different energy, but I think this time around we're living in scarier times in the Republican Party. You know, as Republicans were living in fear of 4 more years of Obama. I wasn't in the convention hall last night, but I think the reaction to Ann Romney really was one of, if not electricity, definitely genuine, you know, happiness and really connecting with her.
Megan, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Good. I want to continue with the hard questions. I know you didn't expect a bunch of hard questions from us. But, you know, you, like the Romney kids, got swept up in your father's ambitions and spent many years running for president along with the fathers. Can you talk to us on a personal, emotional level? What's it like to be in